Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to New York State Bridge Authority annual meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I think I have to open this meeting today.
I was going to introduce you, but go on.
Okay. Well, I'll take over with an introduction on hold.
All right.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is the annual board meeting of the New York State Bridge Authority. My name is Roger Higgins. I'm the vice chairman. We're joined remotely today by Commissioners Harry Stanton, Richard Gerentine, Rod Dressel, Diane Jablonski. Also, we have with us our acting executive director, Tara Sullivan, and our counsel, Carl Whitbeck. And we have a number of staff members who are also joining us remotely. The first order of business at the annual meeting is election of a permanent chairman. And I would like to open the floor for nominations.
I move.
Nominate Rich Gerentine, a current chairman, for another term.
Is there a second?
Second. Okay.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none? All in favor of the nomination of Richard Gerentine, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Congratulations, Mr. Chairman. The gavel is now yours.
Or condolences, whichever was appropriate.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having the confidence in me to move forward. We work very well together as a group, and hopefully we'll continue to work that way. Moving forward, let's go election of other officers. For vice chairman, I'd like to place a name of nomination. Of who, please?
I nominate Roger.
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Congratulations, Mr. Higgins.
Thank you.
Secretary. Do we have to put a name in there for secretary?
Our secretary is Tara.
Tara.
Yeah, I nominate Tara.
Second.
Any other names? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 General Counsel, Carl Whitbeck.
I nominate Carl Whitbeck.
Second.
Any other counsel? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And treasurer.
I nominate Brian.
Second.
Second. Discussion. If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 Congratulations, Brian, Carl.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the confidence. Thank you.
Next, we've got the board committee appointments. For this year, we're going to have the audit committee. Audit committee consists of, hold on one second.
The audit committee is Roger, Diane, and myself, so someone else should make the nomination.
I will make that nomination. Second, please.
Second.
Any other names? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 Anybody against? No. Next would be for the finance committee. Someone to make a motion for myself.
I'll move that the finance committee consists of Richard Gerentine, Rod Dressel, and Diane Jablonski.
Second. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And the last committee, which would be the governance committee. We'll make a motion for myself.
Richard Gerentine, Roger Higgins, and Harry Stanton be appointed to the governance committee.
Anyone else? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 All right, next we will have establishing the calendar meeting. We have a resolution before us that states 12 monthly meetings. So I'll make a motion.
Mr. Chairman, did we not change that June meeting?
June meeting.
We have to change the June meeting.
June meeting, I think, is what, the 7th, correct?
I think we have a resolution proposed in the agenda. My suggestion is I recommend that we change the June 18 date to June 5th. Is that correct?
9th.
No, June 9th.
9th.
I'm sorry.
9th.
Instead of June 18, make it June 9.
Nice.
So move to adopt the resolution as corrected.
As amended, yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, next. It would be resolution 2, Public Authorities Law,
Police officer.
police officer. Someone make a motion?
So moved.
I move
Second?
that we nominate Sal Russo to be our police officer.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 The correct word should be appoint rather than nominate. I apologize.
Then the last is the annual store management report. We need to take a motion on this.
So moved.
Second? All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, an adjournment of the annual meeting, please.
Move to adjourn.
A second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Aye.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't hear any votes. It was a poor connection for me.
All right, can someone, Tara, do you have any?
Which
Okay.
ones, Jen? How many of them did you miss?
I missed the storm management completely. I had no reception.
From what it sounded like to me, I thought Roger moved it and I thought Harry seconded it.
I think so.
Okay.
Correct.
Correct.
Everybody
Thank
voted.
And then
Thank you.
who adjourned? Diane?
Diane?
Diane
Yeah.
adjourned and then Rod seconded that.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, now we're going to our regular Thursday, May 21st board meeting. Someone make a motion or adopt the regular meeting of April 16th.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Adopt the special board meeting minutes of May 4th, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, our business administration and human resources. Oh, no, I'm sorry, we're going to engineering and maintenance. Jeff, regarding our paver place service treatment at Kingston Rhinecliff Bridge.
What?
Wait, did we skip item?
Sorry, I just had to get off. I had to get off mute. Okay, here we go. So first up is the paver place surface treatment at Kingston Rhinecliff Bridge. We received a quote from Gorman Brothers for $363,236.40 to install the Nova Chip overlay on the Kingston Bridge. We had allocated up to $1 million total for this work. We had previously taken off the old overlay, so now this contract is just to install the new overlay. This is from an OGS contract price, and hopefully the project will look like the background behind me.
Any questions?
So all
So
these
moved,
barriers
Jim.
for the trails got to be picked up and
No, the trail's still going to be there. We're just paving from the barrier between the trail and the roadway. We're just paving the roadway surface. That's the only portion that we milled off in the wintertime, and now we'll just be putting it back there.
Wishful thinking, Rod.
yeah.
Any other questions? If not, all in favor, say aye.
I didn't,
Aye.
Jen, who did you get as a second? I didn't get
I
a
did
second.
not
there.
get a second.
I'll
I did not
second
get a
it.
second.
Okay.
I'll second.
All right,
Next up, we have we'd like to execute a 10-year fiber optic lease agreement with First Light at the Rip Van Winkle Bridge. They're going to lease 24 fibers for a total of $351,493.89. We do have a slight cost for this from Broadband Consulting, who negotiated the agreement. Their fee is 5%, which is $17,574.69. So this should be a good revenue for us.
Have we had this before?
I'm
Have we
sorry?
had this before? Have we had this
No,
before?
this is a new customer.
Right.
New customer, okay. Any other questions? If
Sounds
not,
good.
all in favor, say aye.
Nobody, who moved it?
I'm sorry.
We didn't move it. I'll move it.
Second.
Second.
If no more discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Got it?
Aye.
And jobs in progress, this month, we only have the Newburgh Beacon sidewalk project that's continuing. Piasecki continues to rehab some of the joints there on the Newburgh Beacon sidewalk on the south span.
We need a motion to move.
Move to accept jobs in progress.
Oh, yeah.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Brian, investment report? Brian?
You need
Brian,
to
your microphone is
You're
off.
on mute, Brian.
Greg.
Bottom left, Brian.
No, for some reason it locked. I don't know why. I'm having
Hear you.
communication issues.
You're good now.
You're back.
Good now. We hear you
You're
now.
back.
Okay, sorry about that. For some reason
Talk fast.
the speed slowed. Okay, yes, I will. Okay, so first up is the investment report for the month. You'll note that we really only had one investment. That's as a result of continued negative interest rates in the short-term time horizon. We continue to monitor. Unfortunately, for most of the year, we're really only getting investment returns of someplace in the neighborhood of 0.01 or 0.02%. Right now, we're sitting at a balance in the maintenance reserve fund of $56 million. Interest, income, and yield, basically, as you'll note, from the high of September last year, we continue to decline, and we should expect that to continue, as it's actually pretty difficult to get positive yields for any maturity in the current calendar year based on the current market. That's it for the investment
Any
report.
questions for Brian regarding the investment report?
Move to accept the investment report.
I move.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Next, first quarter.
Okay. Next up is the first quarterly operations report. You'll note that, obviously we were actually running a little bit up in the months of January and February, and then come March, obviously especially the last 2 weeks, it declined, and that's what really drove the year-to-date March 5.46% traffic decline and 9.54% revenue decline. To note, in terms of operating expenses, the operating expenses declined by 25%. This is really somewhat misleading. It has to do with the fact that there was a delay in obtaining and approving the throughway cut bill for Easy Pass for first quarter. So that would cover about $1 million of it. The rest of it has to do with some other primarily timing differences and other one-time payments in salary and health insurance. With that said, it's really too soon to tell much for the year, but yes, the 25% shouldn't be looked at as we're saving 25%. This report is only for information purposes. No action is required by the board.
Brian, how did April compare to March?
As it relates to revenue or?
Both revenue and traffic.
Okay, if you look further down in your board package, you'll note that basically we included the revenue comparison for the month. In the month of April, traffic declined significantly. Okay, we noted it in a disclosure, and I'm sorry, I'm just trying to pull up the form now so I don't give you bad data. In the month of April, we declined 51.81% in traffic and 46.66% in revenue. You'll note that the revenue decline is not as significant as the traffic decline because we've seen a reduction or a lesser decline in the commercial category.
I'm sorry. What I was trying to get at was over the 6 to 8 weeks of the emergency period here. What's the trend been? Is it continuing downward, or has it started to rise up again?
Okay, so originally they were looking at it as going to be kind of a V-shaped impact, but what everybody's saying now and what we're seeing is more like they call it the swoosh curve, okay, like the Nike swoosh symbol. So what's happened is we went and we hit pretty hard down roughly in the first 2 weeks of April, and while we continue to see with the nicer weather mild increases, it's really only going up, you know, we'll say 1 or 2% at this point. Obviously, we've seen the benefit of the toll schedule increase because we've seen an outsized increase in revenue as opposed to traffic. But more or less, you know, we're right now, as of May, we're up to, you know, I would say 41% traffic decline and a 27% revenue decline. But we're seeing a lot of, we'll call it sunny weather travel. People have cabin fever, so we're seeing more people get out. I mean, obviously, we're still not seeing anywhere as close to the traffic we had.
Yeah, but I must tell you, I was up in the valley the other day. I believe it or not, you'll all be stunned, but I actually did walk across the walkway over the Hudson. And I was staggered by how many people were out there and how many cars were on the road.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, clearly they're not going to work yet, and I don't know if any of you have tried to buy a bicycle for a grandchild. You cannot buy a child's bicycle.
Wow.
They're sold out.
Wow.
And the supply chain is cut.
Wow.
I actually managed to buy one for my kid.
It's different activity, but it's out there.
Jennifer lost her internet, so Teresa, just make sure you're catching it all.
I'm on it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Teresa.
Yep.
Oh, there she is.
She's back.
All right, next.
Welcome back.
Thank you, Brian. Next, Oracle slicing and support renewal, please.
Yeah, so we are renewing our contract for Oracle licensing and support. We use Oracle on the central toll system of our existing system. We contacted all entities on the New York State OGS contract. We received 2 identical price quotes. However, one of the 2 firms was a WBE firm, and we're looking to award to that. It's Courier McCabe and Associates Inc. at a cost of $18,760, and that is for a 1-year period.
Someone move it, please.
Oh, move.
Second.
Move
Second.
the resolution.
Any other discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Report to the board, Tara.
Thank you, Chairman. First off, we've got the monthly activity report for the acting executive director, of which there is none. Then we have the April 2020 traffic and revenue analysis, cash and easy pass comparison. The revenue analysis shows that New York Bridge Authority's revenues were below last year's receipts, a decrease of 16.5%. And my next report is the April 2020 Easy Pass sales analysis, showing that there was an increase of 0.2%. And finally, I've got the Kathy Burke's Historic Bridges of the Hudson Valley monthly report for April 2020, exhibiting all of her bank activity in both her accounts. And her stated highlights include that they are working on the Harriman exhibit for the Bear Mountain Bridge Museum, and they continue to have a strong social media presence as well as other community presence opportunities to share photos of our bridges He thanks Roger Higgins for the opportunity to help with various historic and current Bridge Authority images and information for the public. And that is all I have, Chairman.
Any questions for Tara? Thank you, Tara.
You're welcome.
Next, presentation to the board. We have any old business? Any new business? We have a proposed change of date, a regular June 20th meeting.
You already did that.
You made mention of that earlier?
Yep.
All righty.
We did that as part of the annual meeting.
Annual, right,
Okay.
with the calendar.
We have any attorney-client privilege?
I would like to have a attorney-client privilege, very short, but we do need to talk about an issue.
All right. Will there be any action taken once we have that meeting?
No.
All right. So we can go around and adjourn the meeting. Our next meeting will be proposed on June 9th, 2020 at 11 o'clock.
Yep.
Will someone make that in the form of a motion, please?
I move.
Second?
Second.
Any other discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Stay on, please.
Greg, will you stay on, please?